Hello everybody, and welcome back to my home here in East Tennessee. Had to share with you my Bellina that Michael McCarthy sent me. She is all bloomed out, she is fragrant, and she is beautiful. My daughter thinks that she smells like roses, and I smell some fruit in there as well. So she's got this fruity, rosy, unicorns and rainbows and stardust type of a smell. Had to share this with you. It's just so beautiful. There's nothing like a Bellina bloom. And I know you all recognize this grow space. This is my dining room window, which is an awesome window for really practically any plant that I have. It gets dispersed light throughout the entire day, and then towards the end of the day it gets some dispersed western light. It's just a really good window. It's for my very important plants, my very important place. So I'm going to be growing these in this window, at least for now, but they're doing super well. As you see, this is the phal with the beautiful roots, as my friend and subscriber Wanda Shaw put it. This one has delicious roots. This is Phal Gazaas Rainbow, which is Phal amabilis times Phal stubartiana. So I've looked up that plant, and I believe that it's going to do splendidly here. Then I've got my Samba Brazil Thanksgiving cactus. I'm so glad to get that cactus. And then I've got one of his cattleyas that he flasked. So just some important plants. I've got them back here under LED lights as well. This is a really good grow room, especially for cattleyas. What I do is sometimes I put just a little bit of well, I put tissue paper here when it gets just really too sunny in the fall. But for this time of the year, these windows, that's a perfect place to grow, and I get to look at them. I get to see Bellina all day long. So Michael, thank you again so much. I am really enjoying these plants. My channel is sponsored by the Orchid Supply store. They have everything you need to grow your orchids, your houseplants, your African violets, anything that you need to grow beautiful plants. They have orchiata bark, they have New Zealand spag moss, and they've got the best orchid pots I've ever used. The quality of their stuff is really top rate. And when you place your order, don't forget to use my coupon code AMY, and you'll receive a 12% viewers discount. And then if you're in the continental United States, you get free shipping as well. And I thought we'd go on a tour today. I've got plants scattered throughout the entire first floor of my house, which is really the way I kind of like it. I always have something in my kitchen, always have something in my dining room, along with my sunroom. It's just, I like to be surrounded by plants wherever I go down here. So it's just, I guess it's the way that I started growing my orchids. They were always here in the kitchen with me and in the dining room, and I'm just used to them. So this is a little nook in my kitchen where I keep my tolumnias. I love my tolumnias. Oh my goodness, and I'm waiting for some more today. So I'm excited about that. But who you see in bloom right now is my little tolumnia. It is, let me see. It is Gyric Flyer Jules, G-U-L-E-S. And the color combination on this one is fantastic, and it just bloomed out. So isn't she pretty? You all have seen my cardinal bird and my butterfly. I also have the Barbie, orange spread, carnival, and yellow mask. I've got all of those situated right here. This is underneath my cabinet space, and I have an LED light on them, and they just do really well. So I love my tolumnias being right here in the kitchen with me. And of course, you also know that Phal Legato is here in my kitchen all of the time. Just can't move her from here. I look at this plant all day long. Yeah, this one is, I still have problems speaking when I look at this plant. During the day, depends on how much light is coming through the windows. The pink just kind of glows. Love this plant. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful plant this is. I've had this one for, I believe, 13 years. So yeah, she's blessed me with blooms every single year I've had her. And here is my beautiful Phal Sogo Lawrence Tahiti Sunset in full bloom. This one is a very vigorous grower. I'll be honest with you though, this time the bloom cycle wasn't quite as good as it was in years past. I believe that last year the temperatures were very cool last summer and we had a lot of rain. I mean, this is a beautiful show, don't get me wrong, but next year I'm hoping I have an even better show. I've also decided that this year I am going to cut my spikes off probably at the end of June. I used to do that for many years, actually. When I first started growing orchids, I probably did that for, I don't know, 12 or 15 years. And then I stopped doing it. I started letting them bloom from secondary spikes or the spikes from the previous year or two. And I am thinking that I got better results when I actually cut the spikes back. So that is my experiment for this year. I'm going to cut the spikes off of my phals at the end of June, let them really have a good time to grow foliage, which as you see here, this one has like, I don't know, 14 leaves. But I'm thinking I might be confusing them a bit. I think they might just need that rest. I read somewhere where there are sugars that stay in the old spikes. So I'm thinking, you know, let's just let the plant convert all that energy into new foliage and new roots, and let's see what happens next year. So that's what's new with me and my phals right now. And here is my Phal equestras cross that I absolutely love. This one blooms profusely every single year. Now this one, the blooms only last for a very specific period of time. 8 to 10 weeks is all the blooms last on this plant, and then they all kind of just fall off almost at the same time. It's kind of shocking, you know. But the secondary spikes do not ever rebloom again. And so I was noticing this year, this one blooms, it just performs great every single year. So I'm thinking, okay, why did this one do so very well? And the others were, I mean, they did fine, don't get me wrong, but this one is just like awesome. This other spike back here, it is starting to, yeah, you can tell some of the blooms are fading on that spike, but you can see, let me give you a close-up of this because it's beautiful. Now, are those blooms just charming or what? But what I was noticing was I had been trying to get them, I've been trying to see if they would bloom on the old spikes, and they didn't. But I noticed that was when some of the leaves on this plant started turning yellow on the tips, like right here, what you see right here. It's never done that before. So I'm thinking, it may be that I'm leaving the spikes on there, and it may be overworking the plant. So I will keep you all posted. You all will see next year in my videos if there's a difference or not, and I have a feeling there's going to be a difference there. And here you see my beautiful Phal Sogo Vivian. She's starting to get a new leaf, so she's going back into vegetative growth. And here is my red poker. I mean, this thing is just, whew, it blooms a lot, but the foliage does not look as healthy as I would like for it to. The blooms are amazing, but the plant needs to work on the foliage this year. So, good reason why I'm going to be cutting all the spikes off here in a few weeks. I can't believe I'm saying that, but yes, I am. When you cut them off, it's kind of like, my husband comes into the kitchen and there's all these vases full of spikes. And it's kind of funny, but yeah, I think that's going to be what's best for the plants this time. And I've been a busy girl here lately. I decided that I wanted some summer blooming Phalenopsis orchids. And I have always wanted a Tetrapsis C2. I think that one, to me, that one's the prettiest one. So the plant that you see on the right of the screen, that one is Tetrapsis C2, and it has 2 spikes on it. And then the tiny, tiny one beside of it is, okay, it is Phalenopsis maniana, which is cerulean times pink. And this is supposed to be an unusual color. Ooh, it's really, really pretty. It's yellow with pink stripes. So I decided to just convert the bookshelf into another growing space. So that's what I'm doing with my bookshelves back here now. I'm really excited about this. And here's another shelf that I have converted into a grow space. I've got an LED light above this plant, and this is Miss Trinity. This is Lewisberry Trinity. And so she's got her own little grow space over here. It's warmer up against this wall over here. So I thought, you know, summer bloomers and minis will do really well in this space of the grow room. Plus it's opening up more grow space for me. So that's always a good thing. And let me just kind of take a sweep through the room with you all. To the right, of course, is my huge my huge dendrobium. There we go. My huge dendrobium that I nicknamed Wilson, and he is finally coming out of bloom. He's been in bloom since Christmas. So yeah, I've got him on an LED light back there. And I've just fertilized him really well. And with that LED light, he grows very quickly. And as you see, he blooms well too. So that's good. And then there's Magic Art. As you see, beautiful bloom show this year, but just not maybe as prolific as it was last year. And as I'm saying that it's not quite as prolific, that is still a really, really good show. Some years you'll notice your phals just bloom more vigorously than other years. Really, the temperatures here last summer were not normal. They were not as warm as normal, I should say. And there was not a lot of sunshine last year. So that could be the whole issue behind this. So if you have one year where your phals don't quite bloom as well, just kind of think back through the summer. Did you get a lot of light, and did you get the temperatures necessary, you know, for them to get really good foliage? Because that has everything to do with their bloom cycle. And then to the left is my beautiful DTPS Red Brothers Caribe. I think it has like 17 leaves. No problems with foliage there, but again, I'm going to give that one a rest from having the spike this year. And then on the bottom shelves, I have placed a lot of my really, really big phals. I've got Mingsing Red Rose, double spike on that one. Found out that some roughly looking odd blooms on that one are not all that odd. The only two that bloom kind of oddly with a few blooms that aren't quite right are the Red Caribe that I just showed you earlier and this one. So it may be just the coloration. That is a very intense coloration in those blooms. So that could be the whole issue behind the unusual looking blooms sometimes. And then I've got my phal Purple Dust. My goodness, that's 3 spikes on Purple Dust, and she will continue to bloom all the time if I let her. So I'm going to have to give her a break as well. And then on the right side of the screen is my phal Zian Chin Diamond. Very good bloom cycle this year, gotta admit. Those blooms are, they're showstoppers. And then beside that is my phal No ID that I call Marianne, and she's got a Basil Cakey. She's about a 15-year-old plant, so I'm thinking one of my other phals, one of my huge phals, also continually produces cakeys that I try to remove, but I'm just like, you know, this is a very mature plant. So I think I'm just going to let the Basil Cakey, I think I'm just going to let it grow. Still kind of debating on that, but I think that that phal is plenty vigorous enough to support a Cakey. And this is my phal Fuller Sunset, and I keep trying to get the right color adjustment on this one. This one is a very, very, almost a canary yellow, and it's just not showing up on on the screen. But anyway, it's very vibrant actually. It's a beautiful little orchid. And I know so many of you enjoy seeing this one. So I thought I would end the video with my Fuller Sunset. And just want to thank you all for going on this tour with me. It's kind of served as a distraction while I'm waiting for my Tolumnias to come, which now they're saying it's going to be here that the box is going to be here by 7 p.m. So I am hoping they come like really soon. So again, thanks for watching. You all are such a blessing to me. I just wanted you all to know how much I appreciate all of you. You all are my orchid family. And before I end the video, I'd love to say the blessing over you, your families, and your orchids. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. You all make it a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.